Hey, what's happening? Welcome back to the Chromebook Beginner Noob Scibots channel for coding for beginners on Chromebook for beginners. And we study recursive functions here. Okay, that has zero humor to it. So, I haven't posted up in a little bit, so thought we'd revisit one of the old projects before I became a video screencastifier. This is the JavaScript calculator. I remember this being hard at the time, which seems like a long time ago. In reality, it was like 2 weeks ago that I did this, and yeah, I've forgotten. I just had to look at everything to get bearings on it, and I've already made it look. I made it look way better just in like 10 minutes of messing around with it, just based on 2 weeks of experience. I mean, it looks the same, but like the whole page, it didn't have a title on it. It looks better with a title. The background was like a pea soup color that didn't look very good. The calculator was bigger and blurry-ish, kind of like too big. Just a bunch of different stuff. There was like that annoying blue outline around the buttons when you click on them. I added sound. Sounds like I don't know what it sounds like. Like old school. So I ended up messing around. I mean, it took me like 3 or 4 tries to get a calculator that worked. Like I just kept messing up, and like I couldn't get the math right, the functions right in JavaScript. And I there's a lot of different approaches, and I finally found something that worked with eval uh, as my function. What eval allows it to do is like, okay, 2 plus 2 times 2. That's not a good example. 5 plus 5 times 5. Okay, so that should, if you hit enter now, that should do 5 times 5 first, get 25, and then add 5 to it for 30. Not 5 plus 5, that would be 10, and then times 5 would be 50, which would be just reading it left to right, which isn't what I wanted it to do. Someone pointed out that normal calculators don't do this, and I was like, screw it. I want a cool calculator that you can run a long ass thing into, and it gives you gives you the answer, not the wrong answer, you know. So, boom. The only key that doesn't make a noise is equals. Oh, there goes equals. All right, equals makes noise. We're good. So yeah, what did it give us? I didn't even see. I was so baffled by no sound on equals. Should be 30. And it is. We even did parentheses. So you could be like, okay, I'm going to be cool because I want the 5 plus 5 times 5. I want it to be 50. So I'll throw it as a parent. And booyah shaka. You get it. And then what else do we got? I forgot. That's the clear button. AC. All clear, baby. All right. 5.5 times 5. Booyakasha. We got decimals. Oh, look, I was going to be a nerd and put like that many decimals in just to fritz your calculator. But the cool part is eval won't even mess with it. Like you can put that in, but you can just keep putting stuff in. But eval's not gonna. It's just not gonna let you do anything. It's not gonna give you an error. It's just gonna say, "No, you're done. We're not doing anything with this operation." We also got a backspace. That's pretty much all you need on a calculator. 6 minus 6 is 0. It's got that cool. The numbers have a glow, like a glow to them, like they're on a real like old school like DOS prompt terminal screen. I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. You can make like a whole a whole typewriter like this. But so that yeah, the buttons have like a little hover effect. They get a little bigger, and they have an animation when you push them. You notice that? I thought this thing was pretty cool. By the end of it all, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Uh, looks like it looks awesome on a smaller screen too, huh? But I think this was like jQuery all the way. This is when I was just like, this is when I was getting good at jQuery before I stopped using jQuery for like the last little bit. Let's see, screen's blank. There's our audio that I just added. Click on a column. Oh, I've got the values set up. Click on equals and then eval what's on the screen. That's simple as that. It simply just concats what you pressed onto the screen. And I could even shrink this down with a literal. Get rid of these pluses and just toss this in some brackets. Now that we can do literals. And yeah, equals just evals what's on the screen. You just push everything to the screen, or you can. And then the other buttons clear the screen and back slice. It slices one, so it just treats the screen as a big string. Get out of here. The screen is a big string, and it just deals with it right like that. There's no like behind the scenes anything, and everything is up on the screen. I mean, technically, on screen is a variable behind the scenes, but it's also the display. They are one and the same, which is the beauty of doing this. You don't need a separate counter anything behind the scenes. You've got it one and the same. Variable on screen is because when you think about it, JavaScript's not going out to the screen to do anything. JavaScript is living within the background, just doing its thing. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, let me go to the screen and it's getting those values from the screen. But that's, if I can imagine this imaginary place called JavaScript land. That's how I imagine it anyhow. And then what do we got? Button click. Varix was this. Animate. Oh, yeah, animate top. Yeah, that's it. And I animate it to the top. And then I animate it back down real quick. Boom, boom, just like that. Snap. One, and you throw the time. That's right. You can throw the object in with the parameter. And boom, you throw the time after that with a comma. That's the jQuery plugin for animate, which is really cool. I forgot about that. Like, it's weird. I totally forgot. I started to get good at jQuery. I stopped using it. Now I'm not good at jQuery. I don't even remember the jQuery methods anymore. Now that I've just been using vanilla JavaScript, which I haven't even gotten to like request animation frame, which is the JavaScript method for in-house animations. I just when I do animations without jQuery, I just use I have one app I'm using, Animate CSS, which is really easy to use, and then I just use class swapping. Otherwise, swap a keyframes class in there. There's so many ways to skin a cat. It's crazy, but this is the calculator app, and it's simple. It's less than 40 lines of code, and I don't even have it. I could make it smaller too. I could probably get it down to 30 lines of code if I wanted to. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just breeze through and see if I can use a couple things and shrink down the code. Obviously not making it stupid and crazy, leaving space between a function so you can visualize it better, but I don't know. I think it's pretty good as is. That's how you make a calculator in JavaScript. Eval a string. If it can't eval it, it doesn't do it. Peace.